Alright, what's up? We have now a new chapter of One Punch Man. Always a cause for celebration. They seem like they're coming out very rapidly recently. It seems like. You know what my. Okay, my thought was maybe because a lot of these chapters are so distinct in their style, all these different fights happening during the Monster Association raid, that Murata is making them in parallel. Like. Oops. 1 second. He's like, "Ooh, I want to work on like vampire fight today. Ooh, I want to work on robot fight today. Whatever." Um, but then I was like, "Oh, we would probably know if that was the case because he always live streams himself drawing the chapters, right?" So I don't think that's the case, unless he was. I don't know if he live streams like all of the chapter writing process. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's best not to think about it too much, or else the miracle might disappear. Uh, and let's just embrace the fact that we're getting so many fantastic chapters in such close proximity. So we return to. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. So our samurai trio. For a second there, I was like, "Oh shoot, did I already read this one?" But this is, I think, after they've left um, Sweet Mask to deal with the kidnapped security guards in the raid suits, and now they have set off on their own. Ooh, and have now encountered this guy. Is this one of the ninjas? I feel like this is one of the ninjas that Lightspeed Flash defeated and then was resurrected by Phoenix Man. No, wait a minute. No. Never mind. This is another guy. This is Devil Longhair. We saw him before briefly during the monster raid arc, like when the monsters were coming out during the fighting tournament. I'm pretty sure we saw this guy before. He's just demon level, so I think our samurai trio should have no problem taking him down. I think, but I never know in the Murata version. A lot of the fights that I thought would be easy peasy have turned out to be hard lemon difficult. I like that. I can't think of her name. The Okama samurai was like not at all moved by Do S Super S or whatever, but instantly falls for Demon Longhair. Oh no. Oh yeah, because she's got like the projectile. She can do the air blade. But no, she's far too entranced. I like that they infight sometimes. It's usually just II Master, or whatever his name is, that is trying to keep them on track. Oh, I don't know. Just there's something about one's ability to make these characters and to just round them out with just little bits of like banter and stuff that make you really believe that they could be all on their own little journey, that they could have been having all of these adventures on their own this entire time. You believe it. They seem like complete enough characters that you really want to believe it. Ooh, and here is the master himself, Atomic Samurai, painting the walls red and just mowing down these low level monsters. Oh, he's so cool. Oh, he's so cool. Maybe handsome, but I have no choice. Don't take it personally. I'm truly flattered, but I'll be unable to. I'm afraid I will be unable to reciprocate your feelings. All right, well, yeah. He's taking his rejection gracefully. So she uses her flying slash technique that generates a large wind scythe from slicing the air. Frustrating as it may be, I could not possibly imitate that superhuman feat. I like that. I think that's pretty cool that the flying slash attack is quite rare. And here he references the frog in the well knows nothing of the great ocean, which, in fact, is what Mihawk says to Zoro when Zoro fights Mihawk during the Baratie arc, way back near the start of One Piece. And I was just thinking about how in One Piece they also are fairly conservative with the idea of the flying slash technique. It takes a while until it shows up, and then it's like a big deal that Zoro figures out how to do it. Then other people start doing it. And now it's a little more commonplace. Now the power level has advanced that you're not really shocked when you see somebody slash as a projectile. But, I mean, when you think about it, it's total nonsense. It shouldn't be possible. So you might as well make a big deal of it. It truly is a superhuman thing. But it looks like Demon Longhair here is not too worried about it. A-class heroes know not the terror of hair. He stopped it with his long hair, even though his lines are also corny. Yeah, this is lots and lots of cliches. Maybe terror of hair. Is there like a pun? Hair is like kami. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, the hair coming from underground. Luckily, I can't remember any of these characters' names. I'm pretty sure the lead guy, the knight-looking man, is like II Master. EI. You know what? Let's just forget it. They're all samurai. Because hair is thinner than a blade, it means it can pass through openings in armor and bones all the more easily. Can't afford to overlook a single strand. Yeah, that is actually very scary. Hair as an attack. You usually just think of it as like creepy, but it makes a good point. Hair is very penetrating. It's so thin that if it is something that hard, it's like thinner than any needle jabbing at you like a needle. Let's stop thinking about it because it's creepy. It's really scary. Wide variety of attacks, including piercing, binding, choking, throwing, and cutting, to name only a few. Oh yeah, see my I slice him in half even through his guard. So yeah, that's like the quick draw technique, right? Where you draw and you slash and then you sheathe all in one motion. I think the idea is that we're going to learn the strengths of all these samurai, and it's going to make it all the more impressive when we realize that Atomic Samurai easily eclipses them as a superset of all their unique abilities. My long hair shall pierce your bodies. He launches again. Don't try and follow it with your eyes. Relax to the bloodlust imbued in his hair with your reflexes. Ooh, that's cool. Still organic material. Still carries his aura or whatever. Which person has over 100,000 hairs on their head, right? 3 swords. Okay. Can they cut through all these swords? I mean, all these hair. Anyway. Ooh, that's a cool shot. That's a cool shot. I really like this big panel on this page. It really brings home the hair quality of it. Sure, a hairy fight or whatever. I don't know. It's like it's one thing to have like something like this where it's just kind of like a generic blah attack, you know. But then in other representations, you can bring home the unique qualities of it being hair. And you can see the strands of hair just kind of like draped over them all over the place here. It's intense. What would Master do in this situation? Just cut like a bajillion times really, 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 really fast. That's kind of his solution to everything. Ooh, meanwhile, a sudden flashback. This is when they're preparing for the raid, asking him about the prophecy. The Earth is in trouble. And this, of course, a prophecy that goes back a long ways in this series, and we're still not quite sure what it refers to. If by chance, during our raid of the Monster Association, we find something terrifying beyond our wildest dreams waiting in wait, something humanity cannot hope to oppose no matter how we struggle, a monster so fearsome it could be called the symbol of despair itself. Is it black sperm? Because of course, we recall black sperm is the primary Atomic Samurai antagonist, where his cut it into a bajillion pieces doesn't really work so well. I think here, if we're imagining ourselves to be naive little remake only readers, that we think maybe they're talking about Orochi, the Monster King, right? We're like, ooh, maybe that thing is what the prophecy is about. That's the thing that humanity cannot overcome, etc., etc. But maybe it's just talking about that goofy little guy in the black bodysuit. I don't know. I don't know. What would you do then, Master? I just have to surpass human limits, I guess. Ooh, that's badass. That's pretty badass. S-class heroes like Master Tatsumaki and Pig God already surpassed the limits of humanity long ago. At the very least, we must continue biting at their ankles. Ooh, okay. Alright, they're gonna try to level up. They're gonna try to surpass what it means to be human. This shot here on this page is really cool too. Again, good sense of hairiness. That's what I want to see from this chapter. What makes it important that it's hair, you know? I've seen too many just blah. You know what I'm talking about when I say that, right? The blah attacks where like everything is just coming at them. And it could be spikes, it could be tentacles, it could be the energy beams, it could be missiles. It doesn't really matter. And that's just it. You gotta make it matter. You gotta make it matter that it's hair. Okay, alright. They're coming in. Surpassing human limits. A huge explosion. Explosion caused by swords? I don't know. Oh, meanwhile, we cut back to a horde of low-level monsters, including this adorable snowman guy. And Fire Guy, get him away! Fire Guy shouldn't be standing that close to Snowman Guy. That's just a recipe for tragedy. And of course, we know who owns this lovingly hand-knit sweater. It's Pretty Prisoner! Another S-class hero rampaging across the limits of humanity. Oh, and it ends! Oh well. Alright. Well, I can't wait to see what happens next. And it looks like I won't have to wait that long to see what happens next, because, as I said, we've been getting chapters pretty frequently. When was the... Let's see. There's one on February 15th. Oh, and then I guess there was actually a bit of a break, January 26th. And it just felt like they were very frequent because I was getting caught up. But still, that's only 2 weeks. And then this was like another 10 days or so. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, let's look forward to more.